Hi everyone, me again. This is just a little video to tell you that I'm going to, well, those of you who are watching just the English ones probably didn't see my first one in French. Just so you know, yes, those are my granddaughter's drawings on the wall. She takes great pride in my having a wall covered with her drawings in my bedroom. Yes, I've changed place because it just totally did me in yesterday to do those 3 videos sitting on a hard chair. When I'd finished, I was kind of like that and couldn't move my shoulder blade muscles, and here it was just anyway. So relax. I've got a piece of my sofa in my bedroom because it was too big to put in my sitting room, but that's another story. Just so you'll know, so my best critics are my twins, who are a boy and a girl. They're 18, they live with me. They are my, they can be very demanding or exhausting or just plain annoying, but they're also just super great. I totally love them and I'm really proud of them. They are my critics, my first-hand critics, and they came back saying to me that my first video, the first one, it was in French, and they said it looked like someone had shoved a broomstick up where the sun doesn't shine, and that if I was going to look like that, well, I might as well dress up as a robot. So apparently I have to be a bit more my natural me. Which is, I don't mind really. It's just that I was trying to kind of stay more or less formal, because those who know me know I'm totally nuts, but those who don't might be a bit scared of me. Whatever. I've got one thing I really need to refer to notes for, and that's the 7 stages of grief, which I've already done part of in French, and I'm going to put online today in English too. Because there's things I really don't want to forget. It's something that I find really important to know. And I found out about this when I had already gone through all the stages without understanding what was happening to me. So I figure it's a lot better if people have it beforehand or in the early stages, just after a diagnostic or something. Because it helps better, it helps, you know, a lot more. Hindsight is fine, but if you're forearmed, well, whatever. So I'll try and not look as if someone shoved a broomstick up my backside, and I'll just take, for future videos, bullet notes and just try and do it naturally. What else did I want to say? Well, I hope you had a better night than I had, because mine was terrible because of this sitting around in a hard chair. Every time I start, you see that I was talking about feeling guilty in the French video, and it is something that you always have, like if you go and rest in the afternoon or something, like feeling guilty because you're acting like a 150-year-old person and blah blah blah. Guilt is something that you carry around with you all the time when you've got a chronic illness. But you've got to shake it, because that's life, you know. So anyway, yesterday after I'd finished doing the videos, I could hardly move. That's why I've got my scarf on. I've got like 3 million scarves, because my collarbones, they're if you can visualize, I don't know, the claws of a falcon or something, you know, like that in your here. That's what I feel like all the time, like red hot claws are clawing into me. And so my scarves are my best friend, because they keep the bones warm and they help. Anyway, they have lots of other functions too, which I'll talk about in another video. I just wanted to say I hope your nights were better than mine, and I just wanted to let you know about medication, because that's the first thing people who are sick talk about, is what do you take, what do I take, and blah blah blah. So I'm a bit of a rebel, because my mother brought me up not wanting to take medicine, so homeopathic solutions, acupuncture and other natural means. That doesn't mean to say that I never take medicine or never give medicine to my kids, but I try and avoid it if it's feasible to do it in another way. I do have to say here a little kind of side note. I do rebel against people calling homeopathic and herbs and natural medicine alternative medicine, because that one's been there for centuries, folks, and the chemical one's only for about 100 years, so what's the alternative one? It's debatable. Anyway, so at the beginning I wanted to do my nice little patient and do everything that the doctors told me, because I was still in this early stages of thinking they'd sort me out and I could go back to working and doing my translation agency and all the rest that I had been doing for years. And so I took everything they told me, which was 2 antidepressants in the morning, 5 tramadols a day, 5 grams of paracetamol, and 3 other, can't remember what's at night for muscular relaxation and sleep. And so what it ended up doing was I was vomiting blood finally, because my stomach couldn't take it anymore. Oh yes, I forgot the ibuprofen for 3 times a day too, which I think is that what did my stomach in. My liver wasn't feeling too good either. I was totally zombified to the point of putting my finger in a pot of boiling water to see if it was boiling, and which didn't help much either. And the pain was still there. Yes, obviously it was decreased, because at those kind of doses, obviously it's decreased because your brain's so dead it doesn't even know what it's thinking. But it was still there, and so I figured out very quickly that I'd rather not be zombified, because fibro fog, thanks, is more than enough on that score, and for the pain to be there anyway. So I did go through a few phases, like trying Lyrica, and I'm not bashing Lyrica, because I have a friend who's teacher, she works full-time, she takes very high doses of it, and she thinks it's transformed her life. She says she could never work if she didn't have that, and she's totally happy with it. That's what happens with the what they call fibro meds. It's medication that has been made for other things that they try almost because we're guinea pigs. Either it works or it doesn't. Each different one, like Cymbalta or Lyrica or whatever, it depends what names they're sold under in your respective countries, work for about 30% of the people they're tried on, and the other 70% either just get the dramatic side effects or nothing at all. So me personally, it sent me to the emergency room with really bad allergic reaction, plus I put on like 14 or 15 kilos in 1 week, which didn't help my Achilles heels, because fibro very kindly settled in my Achilles heels for like 18 months. Every step I took they went like they were bones cracking, which was really awesome, given that I was living on the 4th floor with no lift. That really did my social life in totally, and what was left of it, that is. So after having gone through all those, well, now I take 1 Tradonal Odis, which is a kind of instant form of tramadol, but it's the only one I can take because the real tramadol makes me go psychotic. And I take 1 in the morning, because otherwise when I won't be talking to you right now, I just can't move. And then unless it's a really extreme case, like you know, I'm looking after my grandkids, and because they're 3 and 4, so it can be a bit exhausting. I don't take anything else during the day, and I will take sometimes some muscular relaxant at night, depending on what state my muscles is in. If they're like cement, I'll take a few drops. I've been prescribed 8 to 10, and I take 3 because my rebel again. I mean, I'm very wary of chemical medicine. Anyway, so that's what I do. Oh yes, and about 10 gallons of coffee a day too, and yeah, I'm starting to stop smoking, but I'm not really that good on it up till now. I've got an electric cigarette, which helps a lot because I've cut down I'm down to 25% of the tobacco I used to smoke, so I'm pretty proud of myself, but still it should be zero. I just can't do with the stress of totally going cold turkey now. I've got enough on my back as it is, but that's another chapter. Anyway, all this to say hello, and I'm going to do the French video first because there's a lot more crazy people like me who are English speaking who go and put videos on the web in English, and in French I have a lot, and well, for 2 of my children already, and a lot of friends I have who are French speaking who have fibro and don't have all these resources on YouTube and on the internet that the English speaking people do. So I'm doing them first each time, but I'll be back with later in the day with the 7 stages of grief. And then after that, well, oh yes, I wanted to say I posted my channel on Facebook, and I was really touched and really surprised by the reaction of my friends. I was doing this originally basically just for a few close friends and my children, but apparently there's a lot greater need for this kind of person sitting in front of a camera and talking about the everyday shit of living with chronic illness. So I'm really touched by all the reactions, and I'll do my best to live up to your expectations. It's not so much recording the videos, because now I'm really comfy in my little sofa, which is really comfy. It's the time it takes to upload them, so I will try and upload regular content. At the beginning I'll probably upload more content faster, so that there's something to see when you come to the channel, and it might slow down a bit after, because there's also the outside world and real life that I have to take care of. For those of you who know me, my daddy passed away not long ago. He lived in Brittany in France, and my stepmother, I hate that word because it makes me think of Disney characters, but his wife doesn't speak French, and so it's not really obvious for her papers and all that, so I'm going to have to go down and help her a bit, so I might be off the air for a few days. I don't know when though. In the meantime, well, for those of you I've not bored to tears up to now, well, see you soon with the 7 stages of grief. Bye, and thanks for your support.